We begin this afternoon in Mexico, where violence erupts after the killing of a notorious cartel leader. Over the weekend, Mexican forces killed the head of the country's most powerful drug cartel, known as El Mencho. His death prompted violent retaliation, forcing airlines to cancel flights out of the region. Mexican authorities say 25 members of the National Guard were killed. CBS News reporter Karen Hua joins us now live from Mexico City. Karen, tell us more about the retaliation from the drug cartel and the violence that we're seeing in Mexico.
Well, Liz, you have to remember this is a group, a cartel that the Trump administration has designated as a foreign terrorist organization. They are the biggest and the notoriously most violent cartel in Mexico, not only responsible for drug trafficking, but for other crimes like money laundering, extortion, kidnapping, human trafficking, and many other things. So when it comes to retaliation, they certainly took it to a very violent level. We saw so many videos on social media where there were these huge plumes of black smoke in the air. As we know, armed cartel members set cars and buildings on fire. They also blocked more than 250 roads. All of this violence and chaos across the state of Jalisco, which is on the western side of Mexico, but it still increased this security presence of police even all the way here in Mexico City. At this time, the Jalisco governor had activated a code red, or state of emergency, yesterday, and there still are some people in Mexico under that shelter in place recommendation. But for a few lucky people, we know that there are just a couple flights coming back into the U.S. going into Houston and Miami this afternoon. So thankfully, there are a few people who are able to get back home to safety in the meantime. Liz?
And Karen, the cartel leader that we're talking about that was killed over the weekend, he's been wanted for years by the U.S. Did the U.S. contribute any intel or resources to this operation?
Well, Liz, it's important to note this specifically was a Mexican military operation, but the American government does frequently contribute resources and intel to Mexico when it comes to combating these cartels, and the Trump administration has previously threatened to use U.S. military resources to target these cartels as well. In the past, the State Department has long had this $15 million reward for the capture of El Mencho, and while this operation wasn't meant to kill him, was just to capture him, he did die in this process. As for what this means for security going forward, we did speak to a security expert today who said El Mencho's capture could actually improve relations between Mexico and the Trump administration, though it's yet to be seen whether in the short term this could actually create more violence as there is cartel infighting for new leadership. Whether or not there is more violence, that could be very important for people, especially Americans, who plan to come to Mexico in just the next few months for the FIFA World Cup. Liz?
Karen Hua, thank you so much.